Have you ever wanted to help someone with anxiety but felt unsure of what to say or do? It can be challenging to know the right approach, especially when you care deeply about the person. The good news is that there are practical ways to support someone with anxiety that can truly make a difference. In today's video, we're going to explore some actionable tips on how to be there for someone who's struggling with anxiety, offering them the understanding and support they need without feeling overwhelmed yourself. Let's dive in and discover how you can be a source of comfort. 1. Understanding anxiety. What it feels like. Before you can effectively support someone with anxiety, it's important to have a basic understanding of what anxiety feels like. Anxiety isn't just about feeling nervous or worried. It's a persistent and sometimes overwhelming sense of dread or fear that can be difficult to control. People with anxiety might experience physical symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, or shortness of breath, and they often feel trapped in a cycle of negative thoughts. Understanding these experiences can help you empathize with what your friend or loved one is going through. Remember, anxiety is not something that can be easily fixed, and it's not about being overly sensitive or dramatic. It's a real, challenging condition that requires patience, understanding, and support from those around them. 2. Listen without judgment. One of the most powerful things you can do for someone with anxiety is to listen, really listen. When they open up to you about their feelings, resist the urge to offer solutions or downplay their concerns. Instead, listen without judgment and acknowledge their feelings. For example, if they say they're feeling overwhelmed, you might respond with, "I'm sorry you're feeling this way. It sounds really tough." By validating their emotions, you're showing that you respect and understand what they're going through. This can help them feel less isolated in their experience. Sometimes just knowing that someone is there to listen and understand can be incredibly comforting. If they're not ready to talk, let them know that you're available whenever they are. This reassurance can go a long way in making them feel supported. 3. Offer practical help. Anxiety can make even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. Offering practical help can be a lifeline for someone who's struggling. This could be as simple as helping them organize their day, running errands for them, or even just being there as a calming presence. For example, if they're anxious about an upcoming event, you might offer to go with them for support. It's important to ask what kind of help they need rather than assuming. Everyone's needs are different, and what helps one person might not help another. You can ask, "Is there anything I can do to make things easier for you right now?" This shows that you're willing to help in a way that's genuinely useful to them. Remember, offering practical help is about easing their burden, not taking over their responsibilities. The goal is to support them in a way that empowers them to manage their anxiety more effectively. 4. Encourage healthy coping mechanisms. Supporting someone with anxiety also means encouraging them to use healthy coping mechanisms. This might include activities like exercising, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in hobbies that they enjoy. Encourage them to try different strategies and see what works best for them. For example, if they enjoy being outdoors, suggest going for a walk together. Physical activity can be a great way to reduce anxiety, and doing it together can provide them with the support and motivation they need to get started. If they've expressed interest in meditation or yoga, offer to join them in a class or find online resources that you can explore together. It's also important to encourage them to avoid unhealthy coping mechanisms, like excessive drinking or avoiding situations that make them anxious. These behaviors can often make anxiety worse in the long run. If you notice them relying on these types of coping mechanisms, gently suggest alternatives that might be more beneficial. Be sure to respect their autonomy and personal boundaries. Encourage them without being pushy, and recognize that it's ultimately up to them to decide what works best for their mental health. 5. Be patient and consistent. Anxiety doesn't disappear overnight, and supporting someone with anxiety requires patience and consistency. There may be times when they seem to be doing better, only to have their anxiety flare up again. It's important to be patient and avoid expressing frustration if progress seems slow. Consistency in your support is key. This means being there for them, not just when it's convenient, but whenever they need you. This could involve checking in on them regularly, sending a supportive text, or simply reminding them that you're there for them, no matter what. Understand that there will be ups and downs. Your role is not to fix their anxiety, but to provide a stable source of support that they can rely on. Knowing that someone is consistently in their corner can be incredibly reassuring and help them feel less alone in their struggle. 6. Educate yourself about anxiety. Another important way to support someone with anxiety is to educate yourself about the condition. The more you understand about anxiety, the better equipped you'll be to offer meaningful support. There are many resources available, including books, articles, and websites, that can provide you with valuable insights into what it's like to live with anxiety. By educating yourself, you'll be able to recognize the signs of anxiety and understand what triggers might be at play. This knowledge can also help you to better understand the strategies that your loved one is using to manage their anxiety and how you can support those efforts. It's also important to be aware of the language you use when discussing anxiety. Avoid phrases like "just calm down" or "don't worry about it," as these can be dismissive of their experience. Instead, use language that is supportive and acknowledges the difficulty of what they're going through. The more informed you are, the more confident you'll feel in your ability to provide support, and the more your loved one will feel understood and validated. 7. Know when to encourage professional help. While your support is invaluable, it's important to recognize when professional help is needed. Anxiety can be a complex and challenging condition that sometimes requires the expertise of a mental health professional. If you notice that their anxiety is significantly impacting their daily life, or if they seem to be struggling despite your support, it might be time to gently encourage them to seek professional help. You can approach this topic with sensitivity by expressing your concern and suggesting that talking to a therapist might be helpful. For example, you might say, "I'm really concerned about how much anxiety is affecting you. I think it might be worth talking to someone who can offer more specialized support." Offer to help them find a therapist or go with them to their first appointment if they're feeling nervous. Remind them that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and that it's okay to ask for the support they need. Knowing when to encourage professional help is an important part of being a supportive friend or family member. It shows that you're committed to their well-being and that you're willing to support them in getting the help they need. Closing script. Supporting someone with anxiety can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. By listening without judgment, offering practical help, encouraging healthy coping mechanisms, and being patient, you can make a real difference in someone's life. Remember, your role isn't to fix their anxiety, but to be a source of comfort and support as they navigate their own journey. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to support someone with anxiety. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on mental health and well-being.